So, what's going on here? Let's have a look, shall we? That should say 36. Cue the intro. Right, welcome back everybody. Andy VFR here, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel, Bimble's Trips and Tours. So I'm on a little bit of an errand today, more about that in a second. But you join me today on this glorious day. It's Wednesday the 18th of June, about 11:30ish. And I'm on my way to go and see John at SMC in Stourbridge Motorcycle Centre, because I've got a bit of a problem. But I'll come back to that in a minute. So yes, it was a glorious day today. And first of all, I need to start with a bit of an apology for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, and if you do care, you're wondering where I've been. Well, I haven't been out on the bike very much, to be honest. The last time I went out on the bike was, and I'll put something on the channel, was the my little Welsh road trip. With my mate Richard. If you're watching this, Richard, hello mate. Hope you've had a good time in France. He's had the weather for it, to be honest. And I hope the new bike has performed how you wanted it to. So yes, so that was probably the last time. That was probably about a month, maybe just a little over a month ago. So yeah, I've not been out on the bike very much. And I'll tell you for why. So when I was going to go and for that ride with Richard, I noticed that the steering was a bit strange. In the fact that it only really wanted to go straight on and not turn round roundabouts. It was a bit, wobbly. So I thought, oh, that feels like a front tyre, but it feels like a flat tyre. I looked at the back, everything was fine at the back. Looked at the front, thought, well, that's not too bad. Anyway, I thought, well, while I was waiting for Richard, I always carry the puncture repair kit with me, so I plugged in the old pressure pump gadget thingy bob doodah, and it was reading 21, and I'm going, oh, well, that's not right. It should be at least 36 on the front, if not a bit more. Anyway, so I put some more air in it, and I had a bit of a cursory look to see, because I put it on the centre stand. I had a quick cursory look to see if I could see anything obvious in the front tyre. I couldn't find anything really obvious. Anyway, short story long. Basically, we did the trip to Wales. Everything was fine, tyre was fine, no issues. Then after that, probably about a couple of weeks after that, catering 7. After a couple of weeks after that, we went to the following week, we went to Donington to go and watch British Superbikes. And I thought I better just check this tyre again, which I did, and it had dropped 10 psi in the space of a week. So I thought, me thinks I have a slow puncher. So I thought, right, let's just pump it up again. Pumped it up again, took it to the required psi, And again, everything was fine going to and from Donington. And anyway, so I checked it again after probably about another, must have been about another 3 weeks later. So I checked it again, and sure enough it had gone down again. I think, yeah, definitely there's an annoying slow puncture on the front tyre. So I thought, well, it could be one of two things. It could either be a dodgy valve, or there is something wrong with the tyre, or it could be that it just needs reseating back onto the rim. So anyway, so messaged John SMC. He came back to me and said, yeah, bring it along on Wednesday. That's today, 12 o'clock, got you booked in. He seemed to think that it could be a valve or whatever, but anyway, he sort of remembered because he serviced it and MOT'd it for me back in March. He said, if I remember rightly, he said, you've got quite a lot of tread on that front tyre, so he said, we'll definitely have a look to see if we can repair it, if it's only a slight puncture. So that's where I'm going. Doing a bit of training. They use this area a lot for training, the old police, motorbike police. Anyway, so this is just really a little short catch-up video, and to see what's occurring with the front tyre, because planning on going out at the weekend on Saturday with my mate Gaza or Trigger. So I really need to get the tyre sorted, and also I've got a bit of a trip coming up in September. So, but I've left it till now because I'm going to be honest with you, finances have been a bit scarce. We've just had to pay for a river cruise that we're going on. Me and my wife are going on in August, so that took a big hole out of our bank account. So I've held off for as long as I could, but I can't hold off any longer. So yes, so that's what we're doing. So what have you all been up to? As I say, I haven't been up to much bike related. Been out in kit for those of you who don't know who kit is, that's our trusty T5 VW transporter camper van. We went away for a little weekend, and I'll tell you what, it's quite warm. What's the temperature saying? Outside temperature 22 degrees. Oh, feels warmer than that. So yes, I've done that. As I say, apart from the trip to Wales, the day trip to Wales, should have gone to Bangor. I could have then sung to you, couldn't I? Didn't we have a lovely time the way we went to Bangor? Anyway, so, but I wouldn't put you through that. And I was saying, apart from going to Donington, but I didn't video that because it's all motorways and not very interesting, so I didn't video any of that. So this is probably the first opportunity I've had to go out and do a bit of vloggage for you. So for those of you who live in this area, I'm just coming up to the ring road now, so at Stourbridge. Yeah, I've got a flashing fuel light, so if we're going out on Saturday, I suppose I better top up with fuel on my way back. Get some rocket fuel put in it. But yeah, Kramer, you're looking a bit dusty, because as I say, I haven't been out on him for a while. So, so the last time was the Donington. So I'm thinking, well, if I take him out for a spin on Saturday, we're going to go into Wales hopefully. But then looking at the weather forecast, especially for Wales itself. It's saying there's a chance of thunderstorms Saturday afternoon, which is not nice. But today is only Wednesday, so they could get it wrong. Anyway, I will video most of that trip, to be honest, because there's some really nice roads in Wales. So here we are at SMC, so that's Stourbridge Motorcycle Centre. So I'll bring my bike here for servicing and anything to do bike related. They're good guys who work here. Anyway, I'll switch you off for a bit. Right, welcome back. That didn't take long. So yeah, it basically was a leaky valve. He said the rubber where it goes into the wheel rim was corroded. So yeah, so basically you just took the old tyre off, cleaned up my rim, misses, on the inside, replaced the valve, put a new one on for me, pressure tested it to make sure that it was all fine, and bish bash bosh, hopefully that sorted that out. And I'm sure it will, because I trust John at SMC. He's been going for over 10 years now, so, and I've been one of his customers ever since he started up. So, and I do like his honesty. He is probably a bit too honest, I think. Not that that's a bad thing, but when he rang me to say I was just having a quick coster, because there's one literally just by where the workshop is. And he rung me and he said, "Oh, I've got some good news and bad news," he said. And I went, "Oh yes, well the good news is you don't need a new tyre." I went, "Oh, hold on, you know." Bad news is it's the valve that you need replacing. I'm afraid it's going to cost me, it's going to cost you £35. For me, so I've got to take the tyre off, he says, and I'm going to have to clean your rim up and replace the valve and what have you. And I went, "Don't apologise." At the end of it, he said, "Do you want me to go ahead with that?" I said, Yep, of course I do." And he said, "Well, you know," he said, "Okay, all right." And that's the thing with him, he's always so apologetic to charge customers, and I keep telling him, don't be apologetic to charge customers. At the end of the day, that's why you're in business, to charge customers. "Oh yeah, but you know," he is a lovely guy, a lovely guy. He's an ex-policeman, and he's always been into his bikes and what have you, and he's always wanted to do something for the biker community, and that's why he set up the business in 2015. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend SMC. I'll put a link to their website below for anybody who lives in this area. And I know that he does have people come from far and wide to him, so that speaks volumes, doesn't it? I mean, his customer care and customer service is second to none, to be honest. I've never had an issue with him. Anyway, so that's that all sorted. Kramer's happy again. But one good thing about not having to have a new tyre fitted is I don't know, you have to do all that faffage with that, you know, take care of the first 100 miles. So So I need to go home now, go and have some lunch, because I'm getting a bit peckish. But I'm going to have to go via a fuel station to get some go-go juice ready for the weekend if we go out for a ride on Saturday. So while I've got your attention, you've probably stopped watching by now. But thank you if you have stayed tuned. It is fully appreciated. Cool, this bin man smells disgusting. Is he going? Is he going to pull in there? No. Oh, stinky. Anyway, so yeah, while I've got your attention and I've got you here, I thought I'd better just give you a quick catch up on what else is coming up on the channel. So as I say, I've got this little trip planned with my mate Trigger on Saturday. We're going to go off a bit early, start off a bit earlier on Saturday. We're hoping to get to the Owl's Nest in Llandoughrey. But I'm keeping an eye on the weather situation, because as I said earlier, there is on the weather forecast, long range weather forecast leading into Saturday, Sunday. They are forecasting thundery showers on Saturday afternoons, particularly in Wales. So, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. So yeah, so that'll be the weekend. So obviously I'll film as much of that as I can. But it is just a day trip, and it's, you know, there will be breakfast hopefully if we can get to the Owl's Nest. And then after that, there's not really a lot more coming up of bike content, apart from maybe the odd bimble, which obviously that's why this channel's called Bimble's Trips and Tours. So there might be the odd bimble. I know my mate Richard's coming up in July to come and watch World Superbikes at Donington. Weather permitting. And then in September we've got a bit of a trip planned with my mate Richard. We're going off to Assen to watch British Superbikes. Yeah, I know you're all shouting now, oh, British Superbikes, it's British Superbikes, why is it held in the Netherlands? But anyway, we won't get into that. I must admit, when they first started doing it back in 2017, was it? But anyway, I was the first one. I was probably the same, you know. But do you know what? It's a good little trip out to Holland. Anyway, but we're going to be going into Belgium first. Going to do a few bits and pieces in Belgium, and then ride up from Belgium into Holland. And then back home for tea. Not quite like that, but anyway. So that's in September. So obviously there will be a little mini series coming out of that little adventure. However, for those of you who are interested, and you may not be, as I've already mentioned on numerous occasions on my channel, on this particular channel, that I have another channel which is dedicated to all our adventures in kit. That's our camper van. So if you're interested in that, in the search tab on YouTube, just put in Adventures in Kit with a capital A. I'll print it out below, but it's Adventures with a capital A in kit, capital K, capital I, capital TT. And on there you'll come across some of our adventures in said camper van. So I'll go over and have a look and see what you think. Quite a bit different to biking content, obviously. So yeah, so we'll pop along to that channel and have a look at that. So there'll be a few bits and pieces coming up with our adventures in kit. And that's about it really. So yeah, there's not a lot plotted in. Got a couple of holidays planned with my wife Jill. First one to celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary, which was in May this year. We're going off on a river cruise. We're going up the Danube on a Viking river cruise. And I do intend to try and video some of that, and I'll put that on Adventures in Kit. I won't put it on the Bimbles Trips and Tours unless you particularly want me to. And then also in October we'll be going over to Spain to go and see Jill's brother, who lives near Matheron, which is on the Costa Calida. He lives out there permanently, so we're going out there in October. And yeah, that's about it really. So it's a glorious day. It's a shame I can't go for a little bimble today, but I've got a few little jobs to do, and I've got to go and pick up our youngest grandson. Oh, and by the way, our oldest grandson, Adam, he's finished off school now. He's done his last exam today, and that's it. No more secondary school for him. What's that all about? Back in the day when I was at school, we had to stay, after we'd done our exams, we had to stay there until the school summer holidays started. Nowadays it just seems to me that they just want to, you know, get rid of them. They've had them for the past 7 years. They just want to get rid of them. So anyway, so that's that. Anyway, so yes, so I'm just on my way now to go and get some go-go juice in Kramer. So ready for the weekend. Hope you've enjoyed this little catch-up video. So you know what I'm going to say now, don't you? If you have liked this video, then obviously click like. If you want to see more content, biking content particularly, then obviously you need to subscribe to my channel. And once you've subscribed, you want to be able to get some heads up when any new content hits the channel, so you then need to hit the notifications bell. And again, if you are interested in our adventures in our camper van, then please pop along to my other channel, Adventures in Kit. So all it leaves me to do now is to sign off, because you don't want to see this bit, it's boring now. I say I'll sign off now. Take care, one and all. And remember, do what you enjoy and enjoy what you do. TTFN.